What's up, everybody? Brett with Utier Motorsports, and as you can see, we got a bunch of snow here in Pennsylvania, Western PA. We are been a little absent here in our YouTube channel because, well, quite honestly, we've been busy with other stuff. Our race car here is covered with a bunch of crap. It's been a table holder for the last couple months. We got a bunch of just worthless stuff sitting around. We got a whole bunch of parts sitting over there in the corner, bumpers and door bars. John's here to help us today. We got some fenders. We got all of our other old panels sitting over here in the corner. Whole bunch of nothing going on here. So it's now January, almost February. We gotta get going on something here. So we, like I said, haven't taken the body off, or to get the body put on here by our buddy Noah. So today we're gonna work on getting these bumpers painted up. We're gonna try to take off the old mounts. If you guys remember, the very early in the year, we got in one of our many accidents, but we got run into from behind and we bent this rear bumper all back up. The mounts and all that are all bent, but we just ran it the rest of the year the way it was. So we're gonna try to get that cut off and take care of some, like I said, bumpers and door bars. See, probably take a couple of these beat up panels off today too. So I'm gonna put you guys on time lapse and see if I can try to get an interview we did this winter, or I'm sorry, this summer with Rappin on Racin with Don Gamble. We're gonna put that on in the background if I can figure it out. So put you guys up here on time lapse and you guys can hang out for the day.
And now back to Don Gamble and more Rappin on Racin.
Fans, joining us now is Brett Utier. Brett, good evening. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate you reaching out.
Kind of met you at Lernerville last year. Everybody was thrashing around on your car to try and get it squared away. And I don't know what the problem was, but that was my first experience with car number 4. But things have come a long way since then, and we'll get into that in just a bit. Now, I know prior to driving, you spent some time doing some pit crew stuff with Logan and Kelly. When did you decide you wanted to drive?
I really knew over the years, helping Rich and helping Joe, that I always wanted to drive, but I'm not the wealthiest person in the world, so I had to get a good enough job that I could afford this sport. And probably about 3 years ago, when Latrobe Speedway announced that they were going to reopen, I knew that at that point that it was now or never, and I needed to make my move now when my hometown track was open. So,
how far do you live from Latrobe?
Oh, I'm less than 10 minutes. I'm probably about 8 minutes from the track. Yeah.
Big track. I always liked running up there. I mean, big, wide, fast track. You get around there, you're getting it done. What kind of a car do you have?
I have a Pro Stock. It is a SS chassis from Chris Schneider down in Tarentum. It was one of the cars he built probably about 5 years ago, and I picked it up off of him, like I said, 3 years ago. So.
Well, you get an SS chassis, you're talking state-of-the-art, because what Chris has done, it's amazing. I had an opportunity a couple years ago to do an interview with him, and his shop, a little bit of everything there. I mean, he gets it all done in one place, and some of his buddies that he went to school with work for him part-time. Jason Fosnot, they all went to school together. A couple of the other people that he races with help him out whenever they can. I think Noah Brunel might work there. I'm not sure, but
yeah, actually Noah's the person who he sent me the text. I let Noah know. He's actually a good family friend of ours. He always used to do the lettering for the guys that we knew, and he actually gave me the heads up that this car was for sale. So if it wasn't for Noah, we wouldn't even be in a car probably at this point, and we definitely wouldn't have made the progress we have over the last 2 years. So Noah's been a big asset to us.
Well, you picked a good one. toughest part of racing is the finances. You said you're not wealthy. Well, if you have a race car, you're never going to be wealthy. But other than the financial part of it, is it the time in the garage? What do you find to be a little bit of a challenge?
Yeah, I think the time in the garage is the hardest thing. Trying to balance trying to balance your home life and your work life. I work construction, so I'm a project manager for a big construction company in the Pittsburgh area. So I spend a lot of time at work and just trying to balance getting everything ready for the weekend, and then to try to make sure it's all ready for each race. And I mean, it's a nice little challenge. I welcome it every day, but I would say that definitely time during the week is the hardest thing to find.
Now, other than Latrobe, I know you were at Lernerville at least once. I saw you there. Have you done any other tracks?
I have not done any other, not in my racing experience. I'd like to travel around a bit, but we had some hardships earlier in the year that kind of restricted our travel and kind of canceled some shows we had hoped to make it to, like the big Sharon Pro Stock race, and maybe even the PPMS race. But I'd like to do some traveling here. Once we get our maybe our program in a better spot. Maybe once we have a better grasp on what we're doing with this car.
Well, the nice thing about the Pro Stocks and the Crate Late models, you don't have to mortgage the house to go racing, and I think that's going to save short track racing, because super late models cost way too much money, and there's not as many around as there should be, but that's another story.
All right, so there you see it. We got all of our bumpers painted, just about all of our bumpers painted. I just wanted to show you guys this here. I know a lot of people probably think that we're just out here, spending money just to spend money. And we're out here spending other people and just bolting on new parts all the time. This is our new bumper from SS chassis. You can see nice and straight, welded up nice. You can see this one is from last year. This is the one we used all year long. The two are not the same. We tried to salvage this one and make it last as long as we could, but we got some chewed up stuff. This stuff is crooked as all get out, so we'll see how long we can keep this one nice. Same thing on the other side over here. This one's straight and flat, and this one over here is real crooked and bent up. So hopefully we can keep them a little straighter this year. No guarantees though. So I'm gonna work on one last one. Thanks to John, he had to take off, but I appreciate his help today. So I'm gonna see if I can work on this last piece and probably call it a day here. We're just out here using Rust-Oleum, paint and primer in one. We ain't powder coating or anything like that. We don't not gonna spend any kind of money like that on our stuff. But I don't know, what do you guys use? You guys have it? You guys spray paint? Do you guys powder coat? What's your preferred method, and is there something out there that's better than nothing? Well, I haven't had too bad of luck with this stuff, so we'll just keep on going unless we find something better.
I always like to ask the drivers, how'd you pick your number?
So number 4 is actually a number I've chose throughout my life. Probably the first reason is my birthday is August 4th. So there's the first number 4. My mom's birthday was in April, so that's the 4th month. And then probably my sports hero when I first started growing up was Brett Favre, and he wore the number 4. And then I just carried the number 4 through most of my sports teams when I played growing up, football and baseball and things of that sort. So when I got to this point, it was a easy pick.
I agree. That's excellent choices.
All right, so while I'm waiting on the paint to dry here, I'm gonna roll around the rear here. If some of you guys remember, partway through the year last year, before we won any races, we were in an accident early. You can see it laying here on the ground, but they bent all of our end pieces where it slides into the chassis. It's got that all tweaked and bent. You can see it's having a hard time getting it off. I'll drop that video here. anyways, so part of what it bent the bumper, but it also bent our mounts here on the chassis. Can't really tell from here, but both of these mounts are bent in a downward on this side. So I'm gonna get in here and I'm gonna mark this stuff up with a Sharpie, kind of mark our locations off, and then we're gonna end up cutting these mounts off and putting new mounts on here, just for ease of reinstalling. And the new bumper's really not going to go on here right. We had a hard time getting it off before, so I want to try to cut these off and get new ones put on here. That way we don't have any issues in the future if we would have to tear it apart or whatever else. So, and it's going to be a pain to try to get the new ones on here if it doesn't fit. So like I said, I'm going to mark this up with a Sharpie and stuff and work on getting us straight again. There you have it. We got our brackets removed. They're still a little dirty. We're gonna have to get them cleaned up here with a flapper disc, but I got our bumper flipped over here. We're gonna put some more paint on it, give them the gold look from behind this year. So see how it looks on the car. I want to do something different back there because it's just kind of a black hole, and I know we just have some concerns about having an all black car in the night, in the dust, in the dirt. So I was gonna go with orange, but we got stuck with gold spray paint at the hardware store. So gold it is. Should match our numbers up. Here we go. Looks like it matches up pretty close. So if you're behind me this year, you'll be seeing gold. Anyways, I'm gonna set you up here, and I'm gonna go back to putting this last bit of paint on. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking up on our progress. Now that we're into January and almost February, it's gonna be time to start cranking it up here and getting our progress going on this, so we can be ready. Looking like race season's gonna start sometime. Schedules are starting to come out April-ish. We'll see how the weather cooperates here in Western PA. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.